Welcome back to Be Fit, Eat Vegan. Today I'm going to take you through a slower class. We're going to do an easy moving stretch class just to get some movement in those joints and those muscles. For those of you here in British Columbia, we're all back in the studio and people are feeling those muscles that they haven't worked for the last 3.5 months. So I thought I'd work you through that. Now, we won't be holding poses for any length of time. However, when we come to a pose that feels good to you and would be good held, I'll let you know. And at that point, you can either hit the pause button and stay in that stretch, or you can come back to it later and hold that stretch. Just be mindful that your form is right, and let's get it on. Nice, easy stretch day. We're not going to use any equipment, so just your mat and yourself. That's all we need. All right, let's get going. Let's start down on our backs for our Shavasana. So you're lying down, finding the position on your back where you're able to completely release into your mat. Just let go. So for you, that might mean taking your legs long down the mat. Just allow your feet to splay outward here. Or if you feel the need for more lower back support, you can take your soles of feet to the mat, hip width apart. And again, not holding on to anything, just let those knees fall together in the center, releasing. Or if you'd like more of a hip opener, you can take your soles of feet together, allowing your knees to fall wide into your supine butterfly pose, Baddha Konasana. Hands can be long by your side, on your belly, or overhead, whichever is most comfortable for you. Palms face down to stay grounded, face up to receive energy. Closing your eyes here, taking your focus inward. Just releasing. I want you to take a scan of your body here. Start at the crown of your head, slowly work all the way down to the tips of your toes. And as you scan, releasing any tensions you may find into your mat, just allowing them to melt away. Becoming conscious of your breathing, really focus on it. And your heart. And now coming into our Ujjayi Pranayama, that's our ocean sounding breath. Keeping your mouth closed, you'll take a slow 4-second inhale through your nose. With a pause at the top, sending the breath to the back of the throat. And then a slow 4-second exhale through your nose. With a pause at the base. Really focusing on this breathing now. Allowing it to connect your mind, your heart, and your body. On your next exhale, just allowing your head to fall down to the left. Staying with that Ujjayi breath, just releasing here. You'll feel a gentle stretch down the right side of your neck and into your shoulder. Just release. On your next inhale, bringing your head back up to center. And then on the exhale, allow your head to fall down to the right. Beautiful. On your next inhale, bringing your head back up to center. Staying with that breath, I want you to take your legs long down the mat if they're not already there. Point as hard as you can in those toes, really point, point, point. Take your arms up above your head and then inhale through your nose as you reach, reach, reach. Grow as tall as you can, fingertips to toes. And exhale through an open mouth and release. Another big inhale through your nose, stretch it, fingertips to toes. Exhale exhale, release. Let's do that one more time. Inhale and stretch, stretch, stretch. Exhale, let it go. Slowly floating your arms to cactus, 90-90 either side of your body. One at a time, nice and slowly drawing your knees into chest. And then we're just going to rock them side to side here. Nice and slowly, just enjoying that gentle massage here in your lower back with the compression on the mat. And then taking your knees in a circular motion, working them all the way around, again nice and slowly, just feeling as each point on your lower back connects with the mat here. And then let's reverse the circle, taking your knees in the opposite direction. Bringing your knees back to stillness in the center. Crossing your right leg over the left at the thigh. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale into the mat on the left side. And then if you have no neck issues, you can take your gaze to the right. Be mindful here that you keep both shoulder blades on the mat as you release into your supine spinal twist. Again, you're staying with that Ujjayi breath. With each exhale, I want you to let your body go a little bit more. Beautiful. Inhaling your knees back up to center. Uncross your legs and then cross the left leg over the right. Inhale, knees to chest. Exhale them to the mat on the right side, taking your head to the left. And again, both shoulder blades stay down on the mat. Releasing into your twist. And again, with each exhale, just let it go a little deeper. Inhale, bringing those knees back up to center. Uncrossing your legs, float your feet to the mat, hip width apart, your knees are towards the sky. Now inhale your right foot up and flex that foot, really pull those toes back. Taking your hands to the back of that thigh, gently draw that leg in towards your chest, feeling that stretch in your hamstring. If you're extremely flexible or you'd like a little more stretch, you can just walk those hands up your leg to either behind your calf or even up to your ankle or foot. Just make sure that your shoulders are down on the mat. You don't want to be reaching for it. You want to stay down here, just drawing that leg in. Now point and flex your right foot here. Getting some movement in your feet, foot and ankle. You're also still feeling that stretch right down in your hamstring. Now take that foot in a circular motion. And reverse that circle. Take it in the other direction. Beautiful. Coming to stillness with a flexed foot. Now bend into that knee and place your right ankle on the meaty part of the left thigh. Using your right hand, gently push away your right knee here, opening up the hip. Now you're going to feel a stretch right in the front of your right hip here. Don't overdo it, just till you feel that stretch. Now if this is enough for you, you can just stay here. This is the level 1 option. The level 2 option is to come into your supine figure 4. So you'll lift your left foot off the mat, take your hands behind your your left thigh and draw that leg in nice and close to your chest. Feeling that stretch now on the outside of your right hip. Keep your right foot flexed. And the level 3 option is take hands to the front of the left shin and draw that leg in even closer. Being mindful here that your head and shoulders are still down on the mat. You want to just release into it, really enjoy that stretch. Again, you're still with that Ujjayi breath. Breathe through it, allowing that breath to release those muscles and joints. If your left foot left the mat, float it back to the mat. Take your arms back to cactus. Inhale your right foot up to sky. And on the exhale, just allow it to float back down to your mat. Beautiful. Inhale, left foot up. Flex that foot and take your hands to the back of your left thigh. Again, you draw that leg in towards your chest. If you need to, you can walk those hands up behind your thigh or to your ankle. Again, make sure you're not reaching for it. You want to just bring it in gently. Keep head and shoulders down. Once you're feeling that good stretch in the back of that left leg, in your hamstring, you're going to point and flex your foot. And then let's take that foot in a circular motion, working it all the way around. You might get a few snap, crackle pops here through that foot. And then reverse it, taking it in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Bringing that foot to stillness in a flex position. Now you're going to bend into that knee and place your left ankle on the meaty part of the right thigh. Using your left hand now, gently push away that knee, opening up the hip. Feeling that stretch in the front of your left hip here. Now again, if this is enough for you, just stay here with that pressure on that knee. Enjoy that stretch. Otherwise, you can take your option 4, your supine figure 4. You'll lift your right foot off the mat, taking your hands either behind the thigh or in front of the shin, and draw that leg in close. You want to keep your left foot flexed. That's protecting your left knee. And again, head and shoulders stay down on the mat. Stay with that Ujjayi breath. Keep your eyes closed. Breathe through it. With each exhale, let a little bit more tension go each time. Your right foot left the mat, floating it back to the mat. Take your arms back to cactus. Inhale, left foot up, and then take the right foot up to meet it. And let's just point and flex in both feet here. Taking those ankles in a circular motion. And reverse, taking them in the opposite direction. To stillness in a flex position. Bend into your knees. Take your hands to the inside or outside edges of your soles of feet for your happy baby. Now you want your knees nice and wide here. You're pressing them down towards the mat on the outside of your rib cage. If you're not getting much stretch in the groin here, you can place your elbows on the inside of your knees and press them wide before you press them down. Make sure that your feet are flexed and they're stacked right above the knees. So we don't want to be here, we want to be here. If you have trouble reaching your feet, that's okay. You can take your hands to your ankles, your calves, or even your thighs and press those knees as much as you can. Make sure they're nice and wide, okay? Again, keeping your head and shoulders on the mat. releasing into that stretch. Now you can stay here in stillness, just enjoying that stretch, or you can add a rock side to side, getting a little massage in those inner organs. Beautiful. Bring your toes together in the center, and then your knees. Take your right arm up above your head, and now roll onto your right side into your fetal position. You'll rest your head on your arm to keep your spine in line right through the neck. Eyes are still closed, guys. Stay with that Ujjayi breath. Just take a moment here for yourself. And then just before we come up to seated, we'll take one big inhale through the nose and a loud noisy exhale through an open mouth. Using your hands, you're going to help push yourself to seated. And now I'm going to give you a little break here. Just grab a sip of water, move around, and then we'll continue on. All right, we're back. Let's continue with our nice moving stretch class. We're going to take it to seated now, and we're going to take our legs long down the mat. I want you to flex your feet. Make sure your toes are pointing straight up. Now sit right up on top of those sits bones. Let's remove any extra flesh from underneath those sits bones so that you can ground down. Now make sure you're not sitting back on your tailbone like this. You really want to sit up. It's like you're drawing your belly button towards your toes, nice and tall through the spine. We're going to do a forward fold. Now if you have very tight hamstrings, you may want to get a block if you have one, or a book, or even just a pillow to elevate yourself up a little bit, and it helps you get forward more, really get the flexibility in those hamstrings. Otherwise, we're right here, nice and tall through the spine, inhaling both arms up, and exhaling it, hinging at the hips, just taking over those legs. And just allow your head to hang here, don't hold it up. So just let it hang. Close your eyes, stay with that Ujjayi breath, just releasing into it. Now this is one of those poses that you can take it for longer than we're going to do today. So you can press pause here and take a little longer, or you can come back to it after we're done. Now if you haven't already, I want you to grab onto your ankles or your feet and take it as deep as you can. What you're doing is you're working towards drawing the crown of your head towards your feet. And as you do that, your chest will come closer to your thighs. You're going to really feel that stretch in your hamstrings. And nice and slowly, one vertebrae at a time, we're going to roll it all the way back up to seated. Beautiful. Nice and tall, we're going to draw our right sole of foot to the inside of our left thigh. Keep your left toes pointing straight up, still nice and tall through the spine. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, take it over your left leg and release. Let your head hang. I want you to try and touch that knee with your nose here. And slowly rolling it up to seated. From here, we're going to take our right sole of foot to the outside of the left thigh, to the mat. Now take your right hand behind your right hip, place it on the mat. Now push through that hand, lengthening your spine. Nice and tall. Inhale, left arm up. Exhale, take it across, placing that tricep on the thigh, and you're going to use that leverage to twist and look right behind you. Now the whole time, you want to still be pushing through that right hand. Always, always, always lengthen in the spine whenever you're going to twist. Beautiful. Just releasing it here. We'll take both legs long, giving them a little shake. And then let's do the other side. You're going to start by drawing that left sole of foot to the inside of the right thigh. Right toes pointing straight up, nice and long through your spine. Right up on those sits bones. Inhale, both arms up. Exhale, take it over your right leg and release your head. Slowly, one vertebrae at a time, rolling it back up to seated. And then we're going to take the left sole of foot to the mat on the outside of the right thigh. Left hand goes behind your left hip. Push through that hand to lengthen your spine. Beautiful. Now inhale up with the right arm and exhale, take it across. Place that tricep on the thigh and use that leverage to twist right around. See if you can look right behind you. You want to keep both sits bones on the mat here. And release. Taking both legs long, give them another little shake here. And then we're going to pull those legs in, come into an easy cross-legged position. I'll turn and face you here. So again, you're nice and tall through the spine. Hands are on our knees. We're going to just start by rocking it side to side. I want you to lift one glute right up off the mat as you press the other one down. So for those of you that have been working hard this week back in the studio, this is going to feel really nice on those glutes. And then let's take it around in a big circle all the way around. Really massaging out those glutes. You might even feel it in your hip flexors here. And then let's take it in the opposite direction. Beautiful. Coming to stillness in the center. We're going to inhale our right arm straight up. And then exhale, take that hand down between your shoulder blades. Now, very, very important here. You need to keep your chin up so that your spine is in line through your neck, okay? I see this a lot, and you can hurt your neck there. So keep that chin up. Now, if this is enough stretch for you, right down here, you can stay right here. If you want to take it a little bit deeper, you're going to take your left hand to your right elbow and just help it along. Again, sit up nice and tall through the spine. Keep your chin up. Beautiful. And release that arm. Taking your right arm straight out to the side. And then we'll cross it across our body. And you're going to help it with the left hand. I want you to avoid the elbow here, so there's no pressure on that joint. Just sitting up nice and tall. Nice. And let's release it. Shake out those shoulders a little bit. And then inhale your left arm straight up. Exhale, take that hand down between your shoulder blades. Again, be mindful that you keep that chin up. And you can stay here if this is enough for you. Or you can use that right hand and gently help it along, keeping your chin up long through the spine. And release it. Taking that left arm straight out to the side and across your body. And again, helping it along with the right hand, avoiding the elbow. And release it, taking hands back to knees, just shrug out those shoulders. Now inhale through your nose and shrug those shoulders right up to your ears. Exhale through an open mouth. Let's roll them down our back. And again, inhale and exhale. One more inhale and exhale. Beautiful. Keep your shoulders down now and just drop your right ear to your right shoulder. Now being very mindful that you're not leaning into it. Keep your spine straight up and down. Just drop your head. You're going to feel that stretch down your left side of the neck. Now one thing I see a lot of people do is crank their head over. You never ever want to do that. You can hurt your neck. If you feel like you need a deeper stretch here, I'm going to give you an option. So you can stay here, or for a deeper stretch down the left side of your neck, you're going to take your right hand over your head to your left ear, like so. Now don't pull on it. You're going to take your left hand to your shoulder. And from here, you're just going to draw your hands apart, like you're lengthening in the neck. And you'll feel that deeper stretch here without cranking on your head. Beautiful. Now keep your hands where they are. Just gently bring your head up to center, and then you can release your hands to your knees. Shrug out those shoulders. We'll do the other side. So again, nice and tall through the spine. Shrug those shoulders right up. Exhale through an open mouth, release them down. Keep them down. Drop your left ear to your left shoulder. Oh, I feel it more on this side. You'll find that in a lot of our poses that we're never even. We're stronger and weaker on one side than another, or more flexible, or whatever. So again, you can stay here just enjoying that stretch down the right side of your neck. Or if you want to take it deeper, left hand is going to go over your head to the right ear. Right hand is going to go to your right shoulder, and you're going to draw those hands away from each other, lengthening in that neck, feeling that deeper stretch. Again, don't pull on your head, just draw those hands away from each other. Beautiful. Now keep your hands where they are, just come right back up to center, and then you can release your hands to your knees. Shrug out those shoulders. Beautiful. Inhale, both arms straight up. And now exhale, take it forward and release to the floor in front of you. Just let your head hang here. This is stretching out your hip flexor. Now you want to make sure that both sits bones are down on the mat. When you lean forward, don't let your butt come up. Okay, so keep your butt down. So if this is as far as you come, that's okay. You're going to feel the stretch in the hip that the foot is in front. So right now I have my right foot in front. I'm stretching out my right hip flexor. You want to just completely release here. Let your head hang. Slowly working it up to seated. And let's switch legs, taking your other ankle in front. Again, nice and tall through the spine. Inhale, both arms up. And exhale, take it forward. And again, release, let your head hang. Keeping both sits bones on the mat. Stretching out your other hip flexor. Slowly rolling it up to seated. Now I want you to, as you're sitting nice and tall, make sure you're nice and tall, just turn to face your left leg. So bring your body around as much as you can, and then from there you're going to fold over that leg, keeping your right sits bone down on the mat. Just take it as far as you can. Now if your head is right down on that leg, take your right cheek to that knee. You're going to feel this stretch right down the right side of your spine, right into your lower right back, right in that kidney area that we get a lot of tension in. If you'd like the stretch to be a little bit deeper, you'll take your right hand to the left wrist, and now just draw your right shoulder forward. Let's walk our fingertips around to center and slowly roll it up to seated. Good. Now turn to face the right knee as far as you can, and then fold over that leg and release. Again, if your head is all the way down, take left cheek to right knee. Keep left sits bone down on the mat. And for a little deeper stretch, left hand goes to the right wrist, drawing that left shoulder forward. Walking our fingertips around to center, slowly rolling it up to seated. Shrug it out. All right, we're gonna finish with our Sufi grinds today. So these are amazing. They feel great in your rib cage and your spine, and it gets some movement in there. So we're gonna stay in our easy cross-legged position, and we're gonna come nice and tall through the spine, placing our hands on our knees. Now you need to be tall through the spine here, as we are going to shift in our rib cage. So you can imagine if you're here and you start shifting, you can hurt yourself. So nice and tall through the spine. And we're going to start first by shifting our rib cage. Okay, so see, I'm not bending, I'm shifting my rib cage to the right. Now I'm going to shift it forward. And in doing so, I'm going to press my chin out, hollow out my back. And then we're going to shift it to the left. And then we're going to shift our rib cage back, pulling in our belly, tucking in our chin. Now let's take this in a nice big smooth circle. So we shift to the right, forward, left, and back. Nice and smooth, it's not a jerky movement. And take it at your pace. So if I'm going a little faster than you want to go, slow it down. But you don't want to go through this too fast. You really want to feel that shifting in your rib cage, that spiraling of your spine. Once you're comfortable in the movement, I want you to close your eyes. Really focus on your Ujjayi breath here. And notice those sensations as you shift your rib cage all the way around. This is your Sufi grinds. Let's take it around in this direction 3 more times. Beautiful. And now coming to stillness in the center. Let's take it in the other direction. So we're going to shift first to the left, and then take it forward, hollowing out your back, take it to the right, and then take it back, tuck in your chin. Nice big circle all the way around. Closing your eyes if you haven't already. Just focusing on the breath and really paying attention to those sensations. Let's take it 3 more times. Shake it out here. All right, so I'm going to give you another little break here. Grab a sip of water and then meet me back. We'll do some upper body stretching. All right, welcome back. Let's do some upper body stretching here. So we're going to take it into our tabletop. So onto your hands and knees. I want you to give yourself some room at the top of your mat here. Make sure knees are directly below hips. Your toes are tucked to protect the knees. Hands are directly below shoulders. Fingers are pointing forward. Take your gaze up to the top of the mat here. Let's start with a cat-cow flow. So on the inhale, you're going to drop your belly towards the mat, send your sits bones up, and your gaze comes up for your cow pose. On the exhale, push through your hands, tuck in your chin, arch your back for cat pose. And inhale, bringing it back into your cow. And exhale, pressing it back up to cow. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, drop that belly. And exhale, press it up to your cat. Let's take one more each pose. Inhale into cow pose. Exhale, press it up to your cat. Coming back to a neutral spine here. You want to keep your hips above your knees, so don't hinge forward at the hips. Keep them above your knees. We're going to take our hands about 1.5 hand lengths in front of where they are, so about 6 to 8 inches. From here, take your left elbow down to the mat. Thread your right hand under the left arm, palm face up, taking your right shoulder, right side of face to the mat for your twisted puppy. Now this is another one of those poses that if you want, you can press pause here and hold it for as long as you feel you need. Or again, you can come back to it later. Slowly pushing up through your left hand. Replace your right hand on the mat next to the left. Keep those hips above the knees. Come down to your right elbow. Thread left hand under the right arm, palm face up. Left shoulder, left side of face to the mat for your twisted puppy on the other side. Slowly coming up, pressing through your right hand. Replace the left hand on the mat next to the right. Keep your hips above your knees here. Just take your gaze up to your hands. Now walk those hands as far forward as you can without hinging at the hips. Then you'll take both elbows down to the mat and melt your heart towards the mat. Taking your chin to the mat if you can and trying to press your chest right down onto the mat. But if that is too much for you, just take your forehead to the mat. And again, this is one that you can stay in for a little longer if you like. Otherwise, we're pushing up through our hands here. Untuck your toes, take your big toes together. Walk your hands back, sending your sits bones back to your heels, your forehead to mat, arms stretched out long in a child's pose. Taking a couple of good deep Ujjayi breaths here. And then one at a time, we're going to take our arms long by our side. So your hands are down by your feet. Just releasing them there and allowing your shoulders to be drawn towards the mat. You'll feel your forehead heavy on the mat. Close your eyes. Come back to that Ujjayi breath. And just completely release here. When you're ready, nice and slowly, one vertebrae at a time, rolling it up to seated. And that's our stretch for today. I hope you enjoyed it. I know I did. I felt I needed it after being back to work for a week. So I really enjoyed it. And once again, I really, really appreciate you guys joining me so much. Your support means so much for me. And for those of you that haven't seen, I have surpassed the 100 subscriber mark. So if you haven't already, please subscribe to this video. It doesn't cost you anything, but it shows your support, and I really appreciate that. So again, thank you so much. Stay safe, stay healthy. Namaste.